Well, civil servants no doubt breathed a collective sigh of relief when Dominic Cummings left Downing Street last year, having called the civil service an idea for history books. He had promised that hard rain was going to fall upon it and famously applied for super talented weirdos to apply instead. Well, Mr Cummings is gone, but plans to overhaul the civil service continue. And today, the Conservative-leaning think tank, the Policy Exchange, publishes a reform of government commissions findings with its proposals. Joining me now is a member of that commission, Dame Patricia Hodgson, the chair, and she's also a recent chair of the Ofcom after a long career at the BBC. She joins me now. Patricia Hodgson, what are you saying needs to change in the civil service?
We've set out a whole programme of change, but I would summarise it under three headings, really. A focus on better leadership, and that's political leadership from cabinet committees, better ministerial skills, but crucially within the civil service, the responsibilities, experience and pay of senior civil servants who they need to be paid better. They need more skills and they need to be accountable and out if they don't deliver. And of course, the pandemic and the way we eventually responded to the pandemic taught us a very great deal about task forces, about bringing in outside skills when they were needed, and about public service, national and local, working together with business and even with the military to deliver. And the point is, I think, to bake these lessons into the way that the civil service works going forward. We also say quite a lot about the use of big data and digital systems and about bringing government closer to where people live. The idea of regional hubs, working with local authorities and organisations on the ground, particularly since that would enable us to bring in a wider range of experience into the service and extend its understanding and skills.
But do you think there really is a problem? I mean, some would say that actually it's been outsourcing, bringing in all these management consultants, bringing in outsiders like Dido Harding and others. They're the people who've messed up. It's not the civil servants. And in fact, it's this constant drip from the right, including Policy Exchange, undermining the civil service that's the problem, not actually the job that the civil servants are doing.
Well, the evidence that we took, I think, gave us an insight into that and two answers. We know that there is a history of the civil service having problems with big undertakings, IT and defence procurement, transport systems and so on. We know that when they've brought in outsiders, that often hasn't been procured very well or managed very well.
But it actually hasn't been done very well by the outsiders either, has it? I mean,
no, indeed it hasn't. No, but that's about choice of who you commission and how you manage it as well. But also, I think it's very important to say that, of course, there's a huge amount of talent in the civil service. And what we heard from in quite a lot of relatively open evidence from very senior civil servants, but also in very confidential evidence, understandably, from serving civil servants, was a great commitment to the values of the service, which our report reinforces, impartiality, appointment on merit, speaking truth to power, but also an enormous frustration with layers of bureaucracy, with uncertainty about who's responsible for what, bureaucratic squabbling, confused accountability. We heard over and over again senior civil servants saying, I can't appoint the team I want to appoint. It's enmeshed in HR, bureaucracy and process. I want to be accountable for what I do. We heard people telling us that their director generals or DGs had changed 3 or 4 times in a year. There is an enormous pent-up demand from professionals within the civil service to learn the lessons and to use the greater freedoms that they were eventually given during the past year and which did work. I mean, the vaccine programme is an enormous success. And eventually we have got decent testing and surge testing. And it's not blaming anybody. It's not doing the, sharpening axes or settling scores thing. It's understanding where the talent lies, supporting it and letting it get on with the job.